Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am GrandMcLegend and today we are going to be doing something different, and that is of course going to be having a look at like top 5 maps that I think should be added into World of Tanks Blitz from WOT. And because I have quite a bit of experience, well not quite a bit, I've only played like what equal to a month or something like that. I don't play it often, especially not now. But I was thinking, how about I put like my opinions out there, what maps I think what PC has in World of Tanks Blitz, if that makes sense. I worded that very badly, I do apologise. But yeah, I'm going to pick 5 maps from what PC and decide, well, figure out how it could be changed and altered to be added into Blitz. So moving over to the Wargaming Wiki. So my first choice is going to be Corellia. Honestly, absolutely freaking adore this map on Bot PC. Such a nice map to play on. Honestly, the soundtrack's great. The settings great. The map itself is great. It's really nice to play on. On this diagram here, on the right side, the bottom right, you can see that is where the heavies usually go, and the lights and mediums usually go to this area. And it is actually all right, not gonna lie. I mean, I do absolutely love this map. It's a very nice map. And usually you have the tank destroyers. Of course, you have the artillery as well, who sit around here in these bushes. And then just a bit further forward, probably around here, you sometimes get around here, tank destroyers mainly. It's pretty much the same for the enemy tanks as well. Very nice map to play on. Honestly, I think this would be a great addition to the game. Primarily, I would probably have only, if I just pretend to cut out the image here, this sector here. This quarter of the map. I'd love that quarter of the map to be in the game. Some people, of course, may agree, but this is what I think would be nice to add into the game. I'd really love Corellia to be introduced into Blitz. I mean, I know there's only a select few that are in Blitz that are on WOT PC as well, like Himmelsdorf, for example. But yeah, some of like the maps on WOT PC, like Corellia, for example, I'd really love to be in this game, in WOT Blitz that is. And yeah, the top right, top left sector, love that to be in the game. Of course, the right side, well, all of the right side, that's pretty much like just tank destroyer heaven. And yeah, stuff like that. This area down here is sort of like Mayan ruins, where you have like the rock in the middle. Or yeah, it is a rock, isn't it? Yeah, you have the rock in the middle, you have a rock on either side. So yeah, that actually looks like Mayan ruins, not gonna lie. But yeah, since that is similar, I didn't want to go with that. This is sort of the same as this sector. So this sector is what I thought would be a good addition to the game. So yeah, Corellia is my number 5 on this list. Moving on to number 4. Mountain Pass. This is another map that I really like, will really enjoy. It is such a good map to play on. Personally, for me anyway. I mean, some people really hate this map. Same with Corellia, actually. But this map, absolutely love it. Such a nice map to play on, honestly. I mean, I know, like, it's tier 5, but when I was in my AMX ELC BIS, I used to camp. Well, not camp, but I used to spot in this position here. And I just kept getting damage. I swear I got, like, 3k on that game once. Because just sitting in that position and getting spotting damage and whatnot. Honestly, it's such a nice map to play on. I mean, yeah, of course, majority of it is rocks and mountains, obviously. So I understand this would be hard to implement into the game. But yeah, since Wargaming are deciding to expand the Himmelsdorf map, so it's going to be a bit bigger, that map is. Why not add like a bigger chunk of Mountain Pass so that it's just this sector here, just under here, like that. Cut out the spawns, because that's mainly for like artillery use. The tank destroyers can sit in this position, possibly up there. and places like that. But yeah, I definitely think that this map should be implemented, of course. Like I said before with Corellia, this is just my opinion, as with the other three. But yeah, I definitely think this map should be implemented somehow. Just this area down here, not like the outskirts, because that's mainly like artillery and heavy tank routes. But then we could have like the lights and then the heavies going along here or something. Or the lights spotting here, etc, etc. But yeah, Mountain Pass, definitely a map that I'd love to see in this game. Moving on to map number 3. Okay, it's time for one of my all-time favourite maps. And that has to be Stajanki. Honestly, absolutely adore this map. I'd love to see this implemented into the game, primarily just because of the mechanics the map has got, different places you can go. Let me open this, thank you. And it is just overall an amazing map for me to play on. Well, not primarily for me, but it is such a nice map to play on. You have loads of different spotting positions for light tanks. You've got tank destroyers who can camp at the back. You've got heavy tanks who can go right into the middle here and side scrape on the buildings in the city. You have in WOT PC, this is usually the light tank area as far as I'm concerned. And that is, where the lights would go. Possibly mediums as well, but I'd assume that the quick tanks would usually go into this ditch here. But yeah, Stajanki, definitely one of the maps that I want to see in Blitz. One of the best maps one of the best maps in the game for me at this moment in time. Definitely a lovely map. Honestly, absolutely adore it. The soundtrack is also great. I'm trying to learn the bloody lyrics to the soundtrack, for God's sake. But yeah, such a nice map to play on. I definitely think that this should be added into the game. Primarily the southern half underneath my cursor here. Anywhere under here, not this side, because of course it's just that's just light tanks really. So if we just had this south part here, under here where the ditch starts and ends, that would be a very nice map to add to Blitz, in my opinion. Obviously, people may disagree, but it is my opinion at the end of the day. But yeah, what my idea is that you have the tank destroyers camping, possibly the hills at the back heightened a bit so that you can have a look over just a bit of these buildings and try and get into the ditch, etc, etc. But of course that would be unfair. It would be like Castilla 2.0. But yeah, probably not heighten the hills on second thoughts, because then it would make it unfair for pretty much every single player on the enemy team and stuff like that. But yeah, the southern half where the ditch starts and ends, definitely think that should be implemented into Blitz. Moving on to map number 2. Now, I've gone with Wide Park for this one. Now, some people will say that this is sort of similar to some maps in the game already, but personally, I think it's unique. It's definitely a really nice map to play on. Honestly, such a great map, to play on. You have the lake here. You have the spawn is around here, and the enemy spawn is up here. And basically, pretty much the entire map is accessible. And it's 600 by 600 width and height as well for the dimensions of the map. And it's sort of similar to Blitz maps, actually. I can't remember what the dimensions are for Blitz maps. Is it 500 by 500? I can't remember. But yeah, this one is 600 by 600, one of the smaller maps in WOT PC, and I definitely think that this should be added. And I forgot to mention, you have Wargaming do talk about Mirage and Lost Temple coming back to the game, but who knows how long that will take. Who knows? Probably when Unreal Engine comes out, they might enhance the graphics on that map beforehand, and then they'll probably implement them back into the game. That's my guess. And that's probably when they could start adding these WOT PC maps as well, possibly. But yeah, personally, yeah, Wide Park, definitely a great map to add for this game. Leave it as it is, perfectly fine as it is in my opinion. It's the same sort of size as regular maps on Blitz, and it's just overall a really nice map to play on. You've got some hold down spots over on along the rails. You've got the bridge here where the heavy tanks can side scrape and whatnot. You've got the light tanks who can spot over here all the way into here. You have houses on this side, houses on that side. You have another few houses here. Here's the station area, sort of. I don't know. You have like another track there as well. So yeah, it is just a very nice map overall. I really think this should be added and leave it the same size as it is. Of course, you can drown in a lake, obviously, because, well, it is a lake. But yeah, I definitely think this map should be added. And, well, that is basically it on Wide Park. Moving on to the final map. Now, I was going to go with Mannerheim Line because it is a very nice map. It's sort of like Castilla and Canal in a way. But of course, who doesn't like camping tank destroyers waiting to absolutely obliterate you? So yeah, Mannerheim Line. You have the spawn in the top right. You have the spawn in the bottom left. Those places are almost always infested with bloody artillery and whatnot. On the right side, you do have the heavies going that way, and then on the top left, you usually have the mediums, and then in the centre, really, is usually like your light tanks. So, yeah, Mannerheim Line. I definitely think this map should be added. I definitely think that it is a really nice map to add. Of course, I'm pretty sure I couldn't see the dimensions because the thing ain't loading on the wiki. But yeah, the dimensions I'm pretty sure is 1,000 by 1,000. So what I do is cut out the centre and use the centre as the map. Probably like the corners, so just about the rocks can fit in. Yeah, just drew a square border around the rocks and then you've got your map. That's what I was thinking. But yeah, of course, as I've said before, people may disagree, but it is my opinion at the end of the day. Mannerheim Line is definitely it is one of my favourite maps for light tanks. Everything else I just get obliterated. But yeah, I definitely think Mannerheim Line should be on the World of Tanks Blitz. So yeah, those are the top 5 maps in no specific order, shall I mention, that I think should be added from WOT PC to WOT Blitz. I'll just repeat them again. So we've got Karelia in the top left. We've got the Mountain Pass. We've got Stajanki, Wide Park, and Mannerheim Line. I showed you like where I'd like the map to be sectioned off so that it's not too big. But yeah, that is basically that. So yeah, 5 maps from WOT PC on Blitz. That's my choice. Do let me know what you lot thought of the video. Do you like things like this? I know it's the first time. But yeah, do you like things like this? You can recommend me stuff down in the comments below. To even tell me what top 5 maps you'd like to see from WOT PC on Blitz. But yeah, that's basically it from me. I mean, I just thought of doing something different instead of the old tank reviews all the time. But yeah, I have got a few scheduled videos that are going to come out soon related to Blitz, obviously. So do stay tuned for those. Do make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and like the video if you also haven't already. And my Discord server link is in the description below. Feel free to join that if you want some updates on like my channel, etc, etc, and basically stuff like that. So yeah, that is basically it from me. I've been GrandMcLegend, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.